Welcome to this episode of CynSpeaks. In this episode, I am so excited to talk to you today about this amazing topic, and this is for you. I want to speak life into you. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of people just need a little bit of that love right now, and I am here to give it. So, I want you to know that you can have or be or do anything. You can have anything you want. You can be anything you want. You can do anything you want. You just have to create that. Create the opportunity, allow that into your life, and it can happen. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, that's so difficult. What I want is so big, but you wouldn't want it if you couldn't have it, and you wouldn't dream it if you couldn't do it. So I want you to know that it is possible. In this human experience, the possibilities are limitless. You are an amazing being. You have capabilities beyond what you can even fathom. You are more capable than you will ever know. But you probably stand in your own way. So, I want you guys to just think about that. I'm not going to break down the steps of getting out of your own way. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it because that's going to look different for you. That's really the basis for my podcast, the entire podcast, to give you some tools and some areas of focus to grow your human experience and make it better for you and more abundant and more beneficial and more healing and more free and more fun. I just want you for this episode to know that you are capable of anything that you put your mind to. The work is not necessarily external. So the work to get what you want, and the work to be the person that you want to be, and the work to do the things that you want to do, that is not external. Most of the work does not happen outside of you. And that's hard for people to understand. Most people think, well, if I work hard, I'll be wealthy. No. The wealthy people that I know don't work very hard. They have a lot of fun. They know themselves very well. They understand laws that people who aren't wealthy don't understand. They understand the flow of money. They figured it out. Some people are born into it, and this is just all they know. They just know how to be wealthy. That's all they know. And I can't tell you that the hardest working people are the most wealthy people. There are a lot of people that I know that work extremely hard, and they are not wealthy. So I do not believe that. I do not believe that wealth is connected to hard work. And you can form your own perspective on that. I encourage you to do so, as with everything. But think about it. Your work, you can work so hard and never be wealthy. You can work every day of your life for 20 hours a day and never be wealthy. There's not a connection there. So think about this. Most of the work that you need to put in is not you sweating for somebody else's wealth to be grown. It's not you working 20 hours a week. There's no value in that. The value is in the work that you put into yourself. And that is the importance of just like self-love, self-education, self-growth, and the focus on that. This generation that I'm a part of, millennials, we get it. And I'm so proud to be a part of the group. A lot of other generations also got it. But I can speak from my perspective. And I've seen a lot of my friends just grow so much from the things that they've been through to where they're at now. a lot of the people that I grew up with are present and intentional beings. They are like, they may have grown up without a father, but I know so many men that are amazing fathers to their children despite not having one. I know a lot of girls that have been through a lot in their childhood, yet they are amazing mothers. Like, I am so impressed just by the growth and the change in society. Like, I see it. Like, I see the work, I see the growth, but it's not external work. And there's a lot of complaints about millennials. I totally understand. But there's complaints about every generation, right? So no big deal, whatever. Can't be loved by everybody. But I can say that I'm noticing as a whole, society is just doing better. And I think that's beautiful and amazing. And I hope that I can help guide that to even a further space. So when you're thinking about like the work that needs to be done to create this dream life, think of it from a perspective from internal work. And that is something that can fill up your entire life, because it'll never be done. We'll never know everything. Nobody will ever know everything, ever, no matter what you do. So the first thing is just deciding what you want and focusing on that, and focusing on all the things that are in alignment with what you want. So focus on what you want and just be that. If there's a specific person that you admire, maybe Beyonce. I don't know about you, but I love Beyonce. There are times when I have to channel my inner Beyonce to get through a scenario gracefully, right? Or with fierce energy. I have to kind of tap into that, but I'm being the person that I want, because I'm visualizing it and I know what that energy feels like and I'm getting in the zone. So you have to decide what you want, and then you have to become that person, and that could look different. So if you want to be a wealthy person, yet you are around people that are not wealthy, or you are the big fish in the pond in your circles, I doubt that's going to happen for you. You're not around people that can help you grow. You're not around people that can teach you. You're not around people that are going to grow your thinking. If you don't read, or you're not, I mean, nowadays you don't even have to read. You can listen to podcasts or YouTube or whatever. But if you're not gathering new information and attempting to grow yourself and learn about the things that wealthy people have known forever, like, you're not going to get there if you don't do the work within you. You can grind, you can work a 9-to-5, you can do that, but working, and there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 at all, but when you're doing that without putting in work to yourself, like for yourself, if you're not doing the internal work, you're not going to get where you're trying to go. So there's value in, you have to do what you have to do to pay your bills. I totally understand and respect that completely. But there's another side of the coin, and that is doing the work within you that allows you to be the person that you really want to be. So if you have a dream, you need to really spend time with that. Really get crystal clear on what it is you want. Really get crystal clear on where you want to go. Really get crystal clear on how that experience is going to feel. Why do you really want to be famous? What is that going to change in your life? What are you going to do when you get into that space? Are you going to cut certain people off when you get there? Why not cut them off now? Right? Why not make some of those changes now? Oh, well, I'll spend more time. I'll go to nicer restaurants. Well, why not go to nice restaurants now? Go to the nice restaurant, order one appetizer, and just soak in the energy and spend time in the places that wealthy people go, and just pay attention to people. There's so much for us to learn throughout this experience. So if you are trying to get somewhere where you want to be, spend time with that. Decide what you want. Focus on it. Give thought to that. And go for those life experiences that allow you to move into that space. So many people I know want to be wealthy, but won't take the opportunities that they're given to become that, because they're not ready. They haven't figured it out, or they're afraid of failure, or they don't know what their homies will think. Like, don't be afraid. If you want something, go for it. You can do it. So often the thing that's holding us back the most is ourselves. With me and bringing this podcast to life, I dealt with that. This is an idea I've had for years. I've wanted to do it for years, but I always thought, oh, it's going to be so much work. There are so many steps, which there are so many steps. But I finally got to a space where I said, you know what? It's not going to be perfect at first. I'm going to start out with the equipment I have, and then I'm going to slowly upgrade my equipment, and I'm going to slowly upgrade the quality of my podcast. I'm going to slowly improve the topics. I'm going to take my time, but I'm going to get started. And for me, that was the most difficult step, was getting started, because I am somebody that likes things to be great from the beginning. And guess what? Not everything is great from the beginning. Sometimes you have to grow, and sometimes you have to improve as you go. And that's that masculine energy that just gets started and fixes it on the fly. Like, that feminine energy will have you held back in analysis paralysis, just trying to figure out all the details and making sure everything's perfect before you get started. That is my normal, and I had to step outside of that. So I wanted this so bad, and I had to really decide that I wanted it more than I wanted to be perfect. And I wanted to help people more than I wanted to be perfect. And that right there was what got me started. So yes, there's a lot of work that went into it, but the most work was really, it took me years to get to a space where I was like, I'm just going to jump. I'm just going to go for it. And I'll make adjustments as I go. That took years. As far as getting the podcast up and running, it took me like 45 days, I think. And I did a lot of research still, because that's just how I roll. But I did a lot of research. I recorded, I edited, I created the intro and outro music. And like, I did all that stuff. But I got started, and I set an intention that by my 30th birthday, I wanted to launch. And we launched with like 30 episodes already recorded. And like, it ended up being so perfect, and it's something that I had to do, and I didn't do for so long. But I also believe that I don't think I really had the knowledge set or the time to really give this the attention it needed a year ago or 2 years ago. I wouldn't have been able to focus on it and bring you guys beneficial lessons. So when I say things like, oh, your journey is perfect, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, I believe that. But I also believe that you have to decide and get really clear on what you want, and just go for it and make adjustments as you go. Of course, be responsible when you do it, but really just decide what you want, and you have the ability to really do anything, and you can get anything, you can have anything, you can be any person that you want to be. If you want to be a kind person, be a kind person. Period. You don't have to have a certain amount of money to be kind. You don't have to have a certain amount of money to be giving. You can give somebody $1, or you can just give them kind words that cost nothing. You can give somebody time that costs nothing. So, well, there's a cost to time, but there's not. Time is not even a real thing. It's a concept. But anyway, don't let me talk about time. I'll talk about that forever. But pretty much you can give, and you can find a way to do it. And whoever you want to be, if you want to be a good person, be a good person. If you want to be a kind person, be a kind person. If you want to be a loving person, be a loving person, despite what you've been through, despite not having been loved before by others. Whatever it is, just be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. Have fun. Be happy, because you deserve it, and you can do it. There's nothing holding you back but you. There may be barriers, but those are not brick walls. Those are speed bumps. You go, and those speed bumps may require you to slow down a bit, but you can keep on going. So I want you to know that. Take that, sit on that, meditate with that, and hopefully you get started. Let me know what projects you're working on so that I can support. Comment on the Instagram posts. Let me know what's going on. Follow me at Cynamon Voe. Let me know so that I can show love and support whatever projects you guys have, because we're all in this together. So yeah, that's it. Let's grow together. Until next time.